What up guys, it's Miguel here of Yugatech, and today we'll be going over our top 3 smartphones in 2022 that are under 30,000 pesos. It was pretty tough to keep it at just 3 with a whole bunch of releases this year, so be sure to wait until the end of the video to hear our most honorable mentions. Also, the top 3 of this list aren't in any order, whether 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. It's simply the 3 best smartphones at this price segment. So with that in mind, let's get into it. First, we got the recently released Xiaomi 12T, for generally being one of the best phones in pretty much every aspect we could think of. The display is a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with a 120Hz refresh rate and Corning Gorilla Glass 5. So you will be sure to enjoy any type of media and play your favorite competitive games without sacrificing display quality or screen durability. It also packs in a powerful and snappy processor with the MediaTek Dimensity 8100 Ultra chipset. This gives it more than enough power to play more demanding titles like Genshin Impact. It also gets 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage to pair with. The triple camera setup at the back is also rather impressive, with a 108-megapixel main shooter and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide at the rear headlining it. Up front, we get a 20-megapixel selfie shooter. It's also decked out with MIUI 13 based on Android 12, 5G connectivity, Wi-Fi 6, and Bluetooth 5.3. Not to mention that its 5,000 mAh battery supports 120-watt fast charging, which is insane. The Xiaomi 12T can be had for 26,999 pesos, which at that price, it's hard to think anything wrong with the Xiaomi 12T as it ticks a whole lot of the right boxes. Maybe the next one on the list could stand toe-to-toe with the Xiaomi 12T, because up next is its cousin, the POCO F4 GT. The POCO F4 GT's main highlight is its processor, because for a mid-range smartphone under 30,000 pesos, you'd normally expect a mid-range chipset as well. But no, the POCO F4 GT gives you the full-fat experience with the flagship Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is, in today's standards, one of the fastest chips out there. Its display is also rather impressive, with a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. What's more is that the POCO F4 GT has a trick up its sleeve, with actual gaming triggers on the side like you would find on a gamepad. So pairing it all up with the impressive display, powerful processor, and gaming triggers, this makes it one of the best choices if you're into competitive mobile gaming. Other features include a triple camera setup at the back with a 64-megapixel main and 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 20-megapixel front camera. All pretty sweet, I'd say. It also runs on MIUI 13 like the Redmi 12T and has the same 120-watt fast charging, with albeit a slightly smaller battery at 4,700 mAh. It also has 5G speeds, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, and even a quad speaker setup, perfect for gaming and power users. The POCO F4 GT can be had for just 27,590 pesos for the 8GB RAM plus 128GB of internal storage combo, while its 12GB RAM plus 256GB of internal storage configuration can be had for just a little over budget. Lastly, we have one of the most talked about phones in recent times, the Nothing Phone 1. It's on this list for good reason. Simply put, the Nothing Phone 1 is a head-turner and unique in its own way, as Nothing had decided to try something different in a market where smartphones are pretty saturated nowadays. But just because it looks pretty doesn't mean it ain't packing. Because underneath that clear glass back is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G Plus processor, which isn't like the flagship chipsets mentioned previously, but still is an impressively capable chip that can play even more demanding titles like Diablo Immortal. It also comes with a 6.55-inch Full HD Plus OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, 240Hz touch sampling rate, and Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Its camera setup sees a 50-megapixel Sony IMX766 main with optical and electronic image stabilization together with a 50-megapixel ultra-wide. The front camera also sees a 16-megapixel Sony IMX471. Overall, there's pretty much nothing to complain about. You'd find the cameras of the Nothing Phone 1 to be great, even in low light. And what else can you ask for? But the main highlight is the glyph interface at the back, because you could actually set it up to sync to a whole range of features like the notifications, indicators, and ringtones, as well as a charging meter to display charging progression when charging, and a battery share indicator when wirelessly charging another device. It also runs on Nothing OS based on Android 12, and gladly, unlike other Android smartphones, no bloatware here. Thanks, Carl Pei. It also does come with a substantial 4500 mAh battery with 33-watt fast charging, which is plenty fast for anyone. What's more is that it comes with 15 watts of wireless charging and that 5-watt wireless charging feature at the back. Under 30K, you get two options. The 8GB RAM plus 128GB of internal storage configuration can be had for 27,990 pesos, while bumping the storage up to 256GB will run you just 29,990 pesos. That seems like a pretty nice deal considering you're getting a pretty feature-packed smartphone that stands out in the crowd. So that wraps up our top 3 smartphones of 2022 under 30,000 pesos. Like I said earlier, we got some honorable mentions. They are the Honor 70 5G, Nokia X30 5G, Oppo Reno 8 5G, Vivo V23 5G, Huawei Nova 10, and the Realme GT Neo 3. So, what do you think of our top 3 smartphones of 2022 under 30,000 pesos? Let us know which smartphone under 30,000 is your favorite down in the comments. And if you liked this video and found it informative or educational, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so you get notified for future uploads. Be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Again, this has been Miguel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.